Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to the Christopher Marc Show. Today, I have the privilege of meeting an amazing person, just so inspirational. Hey, Wadeea, can you tell everybody your full name and what do you do?
Wadeea Rifle, and I am a licensed cosmetologist. I also specialize in permanent cosmetics.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So, what kind of sparked the interest to say, "Hey, this is what I'm going to get started with, and this is what I want to do"?
Well, I was in a business that I wasn't happy doing, and I decided to pray to God to find out what I'm supposed to do. I'm a unique person. I'm like an anomalous person.
Hmm.
And I was trying to figure out what am I supposed to do. And I said I needed to be clear, no gray area, like totally let me know. I needed to follow my lap. So about a month or so goes by, and I'm on Facebook, and I see a friend of mine, and she's traveling. She has these beautiful photos of her own trips, and we're on lockdown because it's during the pandemic. And I messaged, and I'm like, wow, you're having such a great time. I need to hang with you. So she says, yeah, come come hang with me. And I hadn't seen her in about 5 years. So she scheduled we scheduled an appointment to have dinner together. And the day that I went to meet her, I get in the car. It's about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and I am very, very exhausted, just tired, just emotionally. And so I call her and I say, do you think we can reschedule? And she said she was upset because she said she canceled a dinner party because of me. So she says, I can't believe you don't want to meet with me. And I said, no, it's not that. I really want to see you. I'm just really, really tired. So then she started to ask me questions. And she said, Wadeea, what are you doing? She says, are you happy? And I said, no. And then she says, what do you do for yourself? And I couldn't answer the questions. And I started to cry. And so she said, Wadeea, you are a gifted artist. You need to be creating to feed your soul. And she said that God gave you this gift and you need to be using it. So I had never heard that. I kind of subconsciously I knew I was an artist, but I wasn't consciously aware. And of course, I have a cosmetology license. She mentioned that too. Like, you're a licensed cosmetologist. And she's an artist as well, esthetician, and she plays the piano. She's amazing.
Mm.
So she says, well, you could do hair. I was like, I don't want to do hair anymore. And so she says, well, what else do you like to do? And I said, well, I love to draw. And she said, you can do microblading. So the rest is history. I, went and got my certification in permanent cosmetics and opened up a clinic. And, I love what I do. It's really, I'm just really, really thankful, and I'm humbled by the fact that I'm actually doing what I'm finally passionate about. So basically, the prayer was answered through her. Like, it's a unique service. I'm a unique person,
Mm.
so it like fits. It fits perfectly for me, and I'm helping so many people. You know, I can't even put into words.
What would you say was the challenging part for you, finding the thing that you're passionate about and actually doing it, but now this is, getting it started and going on that journey. What was the thing that was challenging for you?
Just staying motivated, uh, because I am an artist. Like, I'm naturally born an artist, but when you're in business, there's many facets to business, not just the art part of it.
Right.
So those are things that I'm learning about. So to be well rounded in that way and to keep persevering, even though obstacles come up and you're still learning, you know, um, the, the running the business aspect of your business. Um, but if you're passionate about what you are doing, I'm finding that I push through. I'll just push through, and I'll just buckle down and do whatever I need to do to get whatever I need to get done. That's the difference in doing what you love to do, because once I'm working, it's not like work, you
Right.
know. So yeah, I'm very, very happy.
So once you get into that zone, you're like, this is that's when you realize like this is it. This is the I can't imagine doing nothing else.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm able to be creative and express my creativity, and I love beauty and making women look beautiful, men look more handsome. Like that is, I mean, I just have a natural affinity or gift for that.
Hmm.
So, and I should be sharing it with other people and helping them, and then their responses. I've had people who would come in the clinic, and of course they come in looking one way and they leave looking another way, but then the mental and emotional benefit that they get from it, like their attitude is even different from when they come in. They're more self-confident, they're happier. You just can't put a price on that, and I'm just very humbled to be able to play a part in helping them on their new journey.
Did you expect that people would walk away going through this like something as what you're doing as far as like, microblading and helping them build that confidence? Did you think that it would create that level of effect on them where it would create that internal transformation?
No, no, that's why I say, it's a brow well for an amazing transformation, because it's not just a physical, I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a physical change they're going to experience, but actually it's a mental and emotional change.
Hmm.
I've had a client that suffered with depression, and when she saw her results, I mean, she was like, this is the one thing I had good in my life, so it's, I don't know. It's just amazing. I've had people say it's life changing. I've had people say I can wear my hair pulled back. I haven't worn my hair pulled back in 30 years. I mean, I really wish I could record everyone when they finish the service, but you have to have their permission.
Right.
But to see the response of people, when the service is done, you just cannot put a price on that. And some people have gotten emotional, and I got emotional with them. And it's wonderful.
How did
Helping people.
how did it like so because I know for me like sometimes when I work with people it sends me through a transformation myself, like just being able to help people and stuff like that. So what would you say is like that one, like maybe the one client that you might have worked with and it kind of like change you in some way, maybe help you to grow or see a new perspective on things? What was that client that you say that kind of did that for you, where you were like, you know what, this is actually helping me too?
Well, I had a client, and she had cancer, and she was in remission, of course, and she had to have chemotherapy, but she had no eyebrows, and
Okay.
for years.
Right.
And she came, and she got her brows microbladed, and her response, and how the transformation in her and her whole attitude was, I was like overwhelmed. She was overwhelmed. I mean, she started to cry, and then I started to cry. She looked so beautiful, and she said, like, these are the best eyebrows I've ever had in my life. Even when I was a child, my eyebrows were thin,
Right.
so I was like speechless. Like, I couldn't believe like it would have that type of impact, but you have your brows and you have your facial hair, but just imagine if you woke up this morning and one of those things were missing.
Yeah.
How productive would you have been today to have this interview with me? How would you interact with your family, with the world? it does change your personality,
Right.
and so we adapt to how we look, but it doesn't mean that we're necessarily happy, because aesthetically we are born with brows and we have hair on our head.
Right.
So if these things are taken away, it does something. I realize it does something to the person mentally and emotionally, even though they're not discussing it, you know.
Did you and I'm sure that I've because I did massage therapy for years, and I've worked with people who actually had cancer, who were getting chemo done at that point in period in time, and it's emotional. It's very emotional. It's a very like, because you're not only helping them, but you're also absorbing that level of energy that they're going through, and the their own fragility and what they're going through. You could feel it. Um, do you feel like that this has um, helped you to evolve to this place where it's like, yeah, I'm not doing nothing else. Like, this is so fulfilling. It leaves you with this feeling, where you're like, you're so fulfilled. It's like, I'm good. I can't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I do feel like that. I really do feel like that. I mean, of course, there's things I might want to branch off. I do want to get into some teaching at some point, but this is definitely my niche and what I'm supposed to be doing this and helping people. You know.
So, what is your vision? Like, I know that you're doing this now, but what is your ultimate vision for the services that you're providing? And are you do you want to like reach out to more people? What is your vision for your dream and what you're doing now?
Of course, I want to reach out to more people and help more people, but just build awareness.
Mm-hmm.
As far as people think that permanent makeup, oh, it's might they may see it as vanity or something not important,
Mm-hmm.
but it is important, because when you feel good about yourself, you can go to that business deal and close it. You can go to, people have professional jobs and different types of jobs, and aesthetically you want to look like you're supposed to look, and that
Right.
does add to your success. So yeah, I want to build awareness as far as the benefits, emotionally, mentally, of permanent makeup. I'm working on that as well.
I remember last time me and you talked, and you shared this. You shared this advice that your father gave
Oh,
you,
my father, yeah, you remember.
and it. I'm gonna be honest with you. That advice was so like moving, but was open, hoping that you would be open to sharing that with everyone else here today.
Yes,
Just yeah, and just to share what he told you.
um, because because I'm a unique person. Like, I knew I was always unique, but I was afraid of it because I wasn't like everyone else around me, and I just never felt like I fit in anywhere.
Right.
So I was having a conversation with my dad, I don't know, maybe like 6 months ago. And I told him, I'm like, I'm not like everybody else. And why am I different? And he was like, you're unique. You're an artist and you're unique. And he says, you can't worry about what others think about you because you are unique. And he said, it takes too much work to be who you are. So you can't really worry about what others think of you. And I said, what do you mean? I don't understand. I don't understand. He said, because you're not mainstream. You go against the norm. So he says, you just have to be who you are. And that was the best advice. Like, you would have thought he gave me $1 million or something. That was the best advice he could have given me. I was so thankful. And so I apply it in my life, like, and we're all unique, and we all
Hmm.
have talents and we're all gifted. Some people are not aware of theirs, but, just be who you are. And it was just it gave me such validation, um, as a person, my personality, because I'm an empathetic person and an empath, and, you know, so it just, it just helped
Yeah.
tremendously.
When you told me that, I was like, you know what? I wanted you to share that because there's so many people out here that I work with, and you know, a lot of times people don't, you don't realize like how unique you are, how different you are because you're trying to fit in. You spend majority of your life
Life.
trying to fit in with whether it's your friends, people you may meet at work or whatever it may be, and you're trying to belong. And so, when you had shared that with me when we were talking, it kind of like I'm like, I feel like this is something that would help people to say, hey, it's okay, like be who you are and share that with everyone else because you don't have to be like everyone else. That's what makes us unique. And it was yeah, it was really inspirational what he said. So I just wanted to, be able to share that with everyone else.
And because we are unique, we all have different gifts,
Yeah.
because we are. So your gift is something different from mine. We're supposed to be sharing and giving our gifts
Yeah.
to other people, So you have to be unique to do that. Otherwise, everything would be the same. Everyone would be the same. There would be no variety.
So what is it that if somebody was walking your same path, like they were at the period where you were like, hey, I'm not happy, but this is what I want to do now, and you found that thing that you love to do. What would you say is that thing that keeps you motivated? And not only that, but what would you tell someone else who was trying to follow that same path as well?
The thing that keeps me motivated is that I am expressing my creativity. And when I'm doing that, I'm like in the zone,
Hmm.
like I'm happy when I'm doing that. So that keeps me motivated. And most of all, the clients, how happy they are um, when the service is done. I'm a perfectionist, and, it's like a canvas, So that keeps me motivated. And then I just feel like you just got to keep persevering and keep moving forward. Life is gonna knock you down with different things, but you just have to get back up.
Hmm.
You have to believe in yourself, and that is something
Yeah.
else that I've learned. Like, you know, I've always thought, externally, what other people think of me, gives me value, but really it's what I really think of myself. And then that energy, it permeates, and then people kind of, they vibe off of you. So
Right.
really, we're the ones that keep ourselves from being successful. It's not the people outside. It's really us and how we view ourselves and how we think about ourselves. That's something
Right.
that I'm learning.
Yeah, it's funny, like you have to people always think that the battle is like external. It's like I feel like, the people that we meet, um, they're kind of a representation of who you are, who you're gonna be. And, I always tell people it's like if you're meeting certain people, you might meet people where you might not like them. It's like they're probably, connecting to a part of who you are that you haven't dealt with. And now, because you might feel like, oh, I'm okay. I'm acting nice. And the key word in that is acting. If people can actually see and feel like what you're really going through. and you know, they can connect with that. So it's true. It's like you really do have to go inward in order to really be able to grow. Um, I appreciate you for what you're doing. I just wanted to tell you that because I think that all of the things that you're doing and how you're helping people to, um, you know, I thought about what you said about if I didn't have my eyebrows or I didn't have my facial hair, and and you know, it's like some days, like after I talked to you that day, I went and, like touched my eyebrow. I was like, man, this is like I felt so like I'm like I appreciate having my eyebrows. I appreciate having these things, and it's always the things that you take for granted, you know. So I think you're doing amazing work. So before we wrap up here, I just wanted to ask you, like, how can people find you online? Like, do you have a website? Do you have like your
Yes.
social media handles?
Browell.com is my website, and I'm on Facebook. Um, just look up Browell. Also on Instagram and also on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Browell.
All
Mhm.
right, cool. And we're going to create her a profile, Wadeea, a profile on the Dreamer Society website, so you guys can check her out on there as well. So you can connect to her there as well. Um, Wadeea, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know what I mean? You did amazing.
I'm so nervous.
I know you were.
I'm not one to be like in the spotlight. I'm kind of like introverted, an observer, but
Right. You know, I always say that like sometimes like I used to be really like nervous all the time. Like it took me years to get to this point. Uh, it really did. Just to be transparent, but you know, what I realized for what helped me honestly is just knowing that my story is not mine alone. Is my story is meant for me to share.
Mhm.
And so once I realized that, that's when I started trying to find ways to push past my feelings and what was holding me back. Because if I could help someone else, or if me not sharing was the thing that was the only thing that was gonna help this person, it's like I gotta push past that sometimes. So that's what helps me. I'm not saying you change yourself either way, but I was just saying that that's, you know, that's kind of what helped keep me to motivated to do this. So
Mm.
hopefully that does help you in some way.
Say that because I was having a conversation with my friend earlier, and I was telling her about podcasts, and I'm really nervous, and she was like, "Yeah, you have to do it. You're helping people, and you'll get more comfortable
You
when
will.
you do it."
You will. It takes time. It takes time. But Wadeea, thank you for being a part of the show, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.